It's Sunday morning, August 7, 2005, in the quiet city of Fortaleza, Brazil. Inside the Banco Central, alarms are silent, the lights are off, and the weekend security guard is yawning his way through another slow shift. Everything looks normal, until he unlocks the vault room door. The floor isn't a floor anymore. It's a hole. A tunnel wide enough to crawl through, stretching into darkness. And in the vault? Empty racks. Gone. About 160 million Brazilian reais, roughly $70 million US, vanished without a single alarm tripped. No gunfire, no broken doors, just an immaculate tunnel and a missing fortune. The biggest cash robbery in Brazilian history. Hi, this is Story B, and the story I have for you today is one that will shock you as we uncover the heist under the bank. Now rewind 6 months. A quiet little landscaping company opened up just down the street from the bank. Grama Sintética, fake grass and gardening supplies. The owner was friendly, always smiling, paid rent on time. Nobody thought much about it. The workers came and went, hauling bags of soil, pipes, tools. Only under all that turf they were building something very different. A tunnel, almost 80 meters long, reinforced with wood beams, lined with plastic, complete with electric lights and air ventilation. It sloped gently downward, leading directly under 2 city blocks straight to the bank's vault floor. They even installed a rudimentary rail cart to move soil and tools. Every day, truckloads of grass supplies went in and bags of dirt quietly went out. No one noticed. The perfect camouflage. These weren't random crooks. They were part of a professional gang, later nicknamed the Tunnel Crew. Engineers, electricians, even guys who'd worked construction before. They rented the fake business building for months, dug non-stop, and planned the entire job with military precision. They knew the vault had a 1.1 meter thick concrete floor reinforced with steel. They had drills and cutters ready for that. By early August, the tunnel finally reached the vault. Imagine crawling through 80 meters of darkness, hot and humid, carrying your gear on your back. At the end was millions in unmarked bills. Cash taken out of circulation for shredding, so every note was untraceable. On Friday night, the bank closed. The thieves waited until Saturday, when they knew the area would be quiet. They broke through the last slab of concrete and slipped inside. They stayed for hours, hauling out packages of cash and sliding them down the tunnel to waiting cars. By Sunday morning, they were gone. The next day, the guard opened the vault and stared into a man-sized hole in the floor. Brazil woke up to the impossible headline. Thieves tunnel into Banco Central, steal 160 million reais. At first, nobody believed it. Police thought it was an inside job, or maybe an accounting error. But the tunnel told its own story: reinforced walls, electric wiring, ventilation. They even found food wrappers and soda cans from nights spent underground. It was an engineering marvel disguised as a crime scene. The investigation went national. TV crews camped outside the fake landscaping office. Neighbors remembered the friendly guy, who sometimes handed out free sod samples. One man said he thought they were filming something because trucks kept arriving at odd hours. Turns out, that was the crew hauling the cash away. Dozens of trips through the night. Over the next few months, authorities tracked down suspects piece by piece. Some got sloppy with new cars and sudden spending. Others bragged. By 2006, more than 40 people had been arrested in connection with the heist, though only a fraction of the money, about 8 million reais, was ever recovered. That's barely 10%. The rest, gone into thin air. And the story takes darker turns. Within weeks of the robbery, several suspects were kidnapped or murdered by rivals who wanted a share. Rumors swirled that the money had been funneled into drug networks and money laundering rings. The mastermind, according to police, was Luis Fernando Ribeiro de Miranda, a 35-year-old businessman. He was eventually captured but later killed during another kidnapping attempt. The crime had gone far beyond the clean geometry of that tunnel. Even the police admitted grudging respect for the operation's precision. The thieves had surveyed underground blueprints, timed their digs so the noise matched normal city sounds, and avoided every fiber optic alarm cable. It was a mix of patience, brains, and boldness that embarrassed the banking system and the government at once. To this day, the Banco Central heist remains one of the world's greatest bank robberies, not because of the violence, but because of the silence. No shots, no alarms, no hostages. Just 6 months of careful digging and 1 night of flawless execution. Let's put the scale in perspective. $70 million in cash weighs over 3.5 tons. Imagine moving that quietly through a tunnel under a city street without anyone noticing. They pulled it off. And they almost got away with all of it. Even with the arrests that followed, most of the fortune has never been recovered. Some say it's buried. Some say it was spent, laundered, lost. But somewhere, hidden behind ordinary walls or under someone's floorboards, a big chunk of that money could still be sitting there. The Banco Central now has reinforced vault floors, motion sensors, seismic alarms, the kind that detect a rat scratching the concrete. They learned the hard way. But every few years, the story resurfaces when a stash of old banknotes turns up in the wrong place. People still whisper that part of the gang lived out their days quietly, rich on stolen cash. No one really knows. So next time you see a dull little shop that looks empty, with guys hauling bags of dirt out the back, think of Fortaleza 2005. While everyone above ground was mowing lawns and buying coffee, a crew of diggers was inching closer to the biggest underground payday Brazil had ever seen. No explosions, no alarms, just a tunnel, some fake grass, and one of the smartest and boldest bank robberies of modern times. If you enjoyed today's story, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more interesting stories. I'll catch you with the next one. Bye.